difficulties this morning, so we're just starting a little bit later than we normally do. But if you're new here, this is a space for you to come with any questions you have, whether it's a problem you have with a particular plant, whether it's a garden project you're working on and you're not quite sure what to do or where to get started, or if you just want to learn more about a tree before you buy it, anything related to gardening or related to plants, this is the place for you to come and ask those questions. So it's really easy how you do it. All you need to do is just comment your question below. Then I'm going to ask Chris the question, and then from there, we just keep doing that. And I'm going to be reading it in chronological order. So it's kind of like first come, first served. So if you want to make sure that your question is definitely going to get answered, get in quick, get in sooner rather than later. We run these for about 45 minutes before ending them. So how are you doing today, Chris?
Great.
And do you want to tell them about the live sale that's going on this Friday?
Right, okay. What I'm doing, every so often you get a mate or a friend or something like that, and they get some fantastic deal. They say, look, I bought this Toyota here. They're normally $10,000. I got it for $2,000. Fantastic deal. And they like to show you what great deals they've got. What I'm doing is I'm going back through the last 3 or 4 weeks of deals. I'm scouting around everywhere, around my nursery, looking at 8 or 10 other nurseries. And I'm going to I'm coming up with the sort of deals that you'd want to boast to your friends about. Like, I got this for $2, And you'll be able to put a whole garden together. And I was really doing this for Easter because we've got Easter coming up, and our business has been picking up, and it always does before Easter because people want to do gardening projects. So what it is, if you're planning an Easter gardening project, what we're going to is we're going to have 100 deals, and it'll be the sort of deals that you want to boast about to your friends. Like I say, a 4.5 foot evergreen magnolia for $50. Just crazy deal. So really, really crazy. A 6 foot weeping cherry for $59. I'm going to have beautiful big strawberry plants for $1. So and you get heaps and heaps of different, but basically every week we have a different criteria. We've been doing Japanese. Last week we were doing low maintenance, and this week we're doing crazy deals, the sort of deals you'd like to boast to your friends about.
Incredible, yep. So that's going to be happening Friday at 12 p.m.
Yeah, Friday at 12 p.m. on your favourite platform. 2 hours. I'm going to take you through 100 items, and they're all every one of them is a doorbuster. They've all been culled and looked through, and they're all fantastic deals.
Sounds incredible. All right, we're going to start with the first question from Katie. What's your favourite small feature tree?
That's an interesting question. I'm a bit fickle. I keep changing, and right now I'm really enjoying. And I was looking. I've got a couple of nice big ones here at the moment. I was looking at, and I've been really enjoying the pines in my garden. Dwarf pine, Yatsubusa, love it. Beautiful white candles, lovely dark green foliage. And I noticed, I've been into them for a couple of years, but this year when I was looking at the gardens in the show, quite a few people were using dwarf Yatsubusas, and they had a beautiful texture and really fabulous. And they were mixing them up with things like birthday candles now, but lovely small tree. And where a lot of black pines are difficult to trim and train because they're so big and they're so vigorous, they're kind of hard to handle, the Yatsubusa is this type of black pine that anybody could turn into a beautiful trained feature.
Wow, incredible. All right, next question is from Vince. The leaves of my crepe myrtles are turning brown, possibly sunburned. What is the best way to rehabilitate them, please? They are exposed to the afternoon sun.
Right, okay. Good news is that your crepe myrtle is a deciduous tree, and I would say that it's raining a bit now, but up until a week or so ago, we had one of the longest dry periods I've ever seen in my whole life. It didn't rain for a couple of weeks before Christmas till just 10 days ago or something like that. And I'd say that it's dried out deep down. And so what I would do right now is I would maybe sprinkle a bit of fertiliser around, like a bit of osmocote or something like that, put a bit of soil wetter all around it, and even cultivate around it if there's a garden bed, and put some soil wetter around to help the water get in. Then get a soaking hose, put it on super low, and leave it going for hours and hours and hours, and let the water go down nice and deep. And then what it'll do, it'll slowly autumn colour and slowly lose its leaves, and then burst away beautifully in springtime. So I'd basically, it's under stress. I'd say dry it out in that terrible heat. The rain that we've had wouldn't get the roots deep down wet, so but the bit of moisture we've got on top combined with a bit of soil wet and a long deep soak, you get that water down deep, and you'll have it booming away next spring.
Incredible. Next person would like to know, is there such a plant as an indoor hydrangea?
Only if you bring your hydrangea indoor.
Will it be okay?
And then you
inside?
could call it an indoor hydrangea. So there's nothing that you could grow indoors all the time, but hydrangeas are a very hardy and versatile plant. And if you bought a really nice, we've got some beautiful hydrangeas here at the moment with multiple stems on them, and they'll turn into multiple flowers in spring. If you came in here and asked me, I could help you pull out a hydrangea that was just right, to have beautiful flowers sort of November, December, January, February next year, March, and you could bring that indoors for a couple of weeks at a time and really enjoy those flowers. So, and there's some beautiful hydrangeas here at the moment, really lovely stuff. But no, not really, not permanent indoors, no. But if you got some, potted them now, left them outside for the winter, and then brought them up to sort of put them in a spot with morning sun or dapple shade, brought them up to sort of nice spring flowering, and then brought them in for a few weeks at a time, you'll get a lot of indoor use out of them.
Incredible.
And the main thing to remember with hydrangeas is keep them wet.
Yeah, exactly. Next person says, we built a new house and the excavation destroyed my soil. All my beautiful loam is now covered by clay. What can I do to fix this?
What you can do, clay isn't as bad as everyone thinks. Clay, like your topsoil, is clay that's had humus and various things added to it, and basically that's what you have to do. You might add some dolomite lime, 3 kilos per square metre, and then get some compost. If you get hold of some real, not artificial mushroom compost, but real mushroom compost, and mix that all through it. So mix some compost through it and some dolomite lime, I think you can make your clay really quite good.
Incredible. Okay, next one is from Mile. Looking for fence plants that look like agapanthus. Anything I can plant with a similar feature?
What I use instead of agapanthus, what I don't like about agapanthus is the foliage is not overly attractive, and the flowering period is a little bit short compared to what I do like is Dioides grandiflora. Now, Dioides grandiflora starts flowering in early September, and it'll flower right through to mid-May. So really, really long flowering, and it flowers in waves. Sometimes there's a few flowers, sometimes there's a lot of flowers, but it has nice foliage, which I think is prettier than the agapanthus, and the flowering is just months and months longer, and it's a similar sort of size, but not as floppy on the side, but a similar sort of size and a similar kind of feel to your agapanthus. So that's what you could use as an alternative to your agapanthus, and that'll take hot sun, it'll take shade, it'll take poor soil, it'll take pretty much whatever you dish up for it.
Fantastic. All right, next question is on repotting smaller shrubs and trees from one pot to a larger pot. I've been told once taken out from the pot, loosen some roots and then put it in another pot, same level soil. Also add sea soil for shock. Is that the best way to house them in a bigger pot? Basically all the best principles for repotting small shrubs and trees.
Look, unless it's hideously pot bound, I don't break or cheese the roots. I'll just put some, most plants, particularly most of your exotic plants, can grow roots out quite easily. And so I would get some really nice quality potting mix. And it really is important to have very nice quality potting mix because the plant will have eaten up all the good in the old potting mix. So you need really nice, the best stuff you can get your hands on. And so use some good quality potting mix, and really a lot of people shop for potting mix by price, and the most expensive isn't always the best, but the good ones aren't dirt cheap. And a pretty safe brand would be your Debco mixes, just generally going around. We've got some other ones here as well, but just as a general rule, you'd be pretty safe with a Debco, and they have some potting mixes that are aimed at particular plants. And you know, like there's gardenia and azalea, and there's various, so you can get the right thing, and then just put some soil in the bottom, sit your plant in it, and then put all nice potting mix all around, a bit of Osmocote on top, perhaps a little bit of soil wetter so that the water moves from one potting mix to the other, and give it a good soak and you're in business.
Fantastic. Okay. Next question is, I have a smaller garden, but would still love some autumn color. What are your best choices?
Right. A mate of mine is growing, and we've got some here, and they're just starting to colour. And it's a what is it? It's a what is it? Tom Thumb is a euonymus, a euonymus burning bush. And that gives you some indication of the colour, and he reckons that is the best autumn colour plant in the world. Now he might be exaggerating a little, but what's great, it's a little metre tall bush. We've got them here, and with an interesting sort of textured bark and branches, and a nice sort of medium-sized leaf, and I can see them starting to colour now. They're very, very colourful, and that would be a great thing. But there's some other good colourful things. There's things called 9-barks. 9-barks are kind of a little bit bigger, say 1.2, 1.3. You've got very small Japanese maples like the Shana, for instance. You've got Berberis, and my favourite Berberis is Rosy Glow. That gives you a beautiful colour in spring, summer and autumn. So Rosy Glow, fabulous colour, and a nice sort of small colourful plant. And what else is oh, and the other thing is dwarf Nandina colours up and then keeps its colour. And then another one I really like is there's a hydrangea called Peewee, which is a little tiny hydrangea, white flowers in summer, beautiful green oak-like leaves, and then turning beautiful burgundies and rusty reds and lovely colours and holding it right through the winter. So it's not just a quick shot in the autumn, it's colour right through the winter. So there's a whole selection. You've got your Berberis, you've got your burning bush, you've got your, which is a euonymus, you've got your hydrangea, and you've got your small cherry like small maple like a Shana.
A lot of really great options there. Okay, next one is wanting inspiration for ultimate plants for high clay soil and dreadful bore water. So high Na, ClMg, Ca, CEC, I assume those are like chemical names. Watering from ground level still gives me issues. Central West New South Wales.
Right, okay, sounds pretty terrible. I'm just thinking, we did that salt garden the other day. Now, what was he wanting his plants to do?
He just wants inspiration for ultimate plants for high clay soil and dreadful bore water. So I guess just something that can survive there.
So what we did that little salt garden at the showgrounds. It was a beautiful little garden that was designed for a high salt situation, and basically they had Coria alba, which is a sort of a silver grey coria, which grows you can trim it up into a lovely ball. They had tree germander, nice silvery foliage. Again, you can trim that up into a ball. They had Gymea lily. They had Dioides. They had the Dioides tiger, but you could just have the common Dioides, which I was talking about just before. I don't think there's a spot where you can't grow. What else did they have in there? They had Dioides, and they had olive trees. And there's some ornamental olives, and we've got some non-fruiting olives, and there's miniature olives, and there's quite a choice of olives. So olive trees. What else did we have? We had, and this was a little garden at the showgrounds, a little tiny garden, about 1.5 metres round, and it was designed to show people, inspire people in what they could grow in sort of salty soil. And I think that'd be all things. And if you dug a big hole, mixed a bit of good soil in with the clay, and used your salty water on them, I think you'd be fine with those. Mm-hmm. So that was. Let's run back through quickly. That was.
And that'd be fine for clay soil as well.
Yeah. White coria.
Olive tree.
Dioides, and different. There's different types of Dioides, and Gymea, and tree germander. Tree germander is a really pretty thing.
Beautiful, lots of options there. Next question is, what's the best alternative to turf that is easy to maintain in a north-facing yard near gum trees?
Right, okay. So what I've been doing, gum trees are real tough because a lot of things, almost nothing wants to grow under a gum tree. So really, really tough. So what I've been doing a lot lately is doing the Myoporum murina, the creeping saltbush. Myoporum murina, lovely fat dark green carpet, white fragrant flowers in summer, will grow almost anywhere, and it'll take light foot traffic. And if you wanted to walk through that a lot, you just put some steppers or pavers through it, but that'll grow where you just can't grow grass under a gum tree. So Myoporium urina, creeping saltbush, which makes a lovely low silver mound. You can trim it up a little bit. A silver grey mound, really good under a gum tree. And then Lomandra tunica, which also seems to do pretty good under a gum tree, which gives you a lovely soft green grass with fine foliage, and it'll move in the wind. And those three, I seem to get a few customers in for garden designs that have got gum trees on the nature strip and the lawn's all brown and bare and won't grow there, and that's the combo that I often go to with great success.
Amazing. Next question is a suggestion for a native hedge or a hedge we can grow in northeast Victoria, full sun and clay soil.
I reckon have a look at the Callistemon Slim. Callistemon Slim is a beautiful callistemon, fine foliage, very dense and bushy. And in being so dense and bushy, the flowers come so densely that you can hardly see the bush from the beautiful red, massive little red bottle brushes. So really, really great plant. And that'll take the salt. It'll take the heat. It'll take the frost, and it'll take the sort of tough conditions that you've got out there, and it'll grow 3 or 4 meters tall and be really nice and compact and very, very hardy.
Amazing.
And quite fast too.
Yeah. All right. Next question is, what's your favorite evergreen tree? Oh, just could you quickly repeat what that was? They just didn't quite catch it. That was the plant, the native hedge or hedge we can grow in northeast.
Callistemon Slim.
Callistemon Slim.
Callistemon Slim. And actually, I think we've actually got. I put them in that low maintenance collection that we've got up for sale right now. And I think I've got them on special. I think they're on special, where normally they're a little bit expensive. There's really nice sized little bushes, and I think they're only I'm guessing a little bit, but about $12.99, which is about $4 cheaper than normal.
That's fantastic. I'm actually just getting that link up for you now, just so you can get that exact one. That's a Callistemon Slim bottle brush.
Is that right? $12.99.
Let me have a look. We have the 12-inch one on
6
sale.
inch. 6 inch. It's a 6 inches on the flash sale.
I can't see it there. Let me check our other sale article.
Yeah, I think they're. I've got a good memory for prices, and I think they're on the flash sale for $12.99.
It would be under natives, wouldn't it? Callistemon Slim, $11.99.
Oh wow, there you are.
Even
better than I thought.
Yeah, great. I'm gonna link
they're
to.
normally $16.99, so that's quite a good saving.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna link to the flash sale and also just to the normal page if you want a bigger size.
Those 6 inch pots are almost oversized. They're really a good size in those pots too. They're really good.
Yeah, incredible. So you can find that link just below. I've linked both the flash sale 6 inch pot and also just the page where you can find any size if you're wanting a plant that's bigger. Fantastic. All right, let me just take a look at the next question. Favorite feature tree that's evergreen?
Favorite feature tree that's evergreen. I think it would have to be an evergreen and a magnolia, and I think having a choice of the whole gambit, I'd go for Cape Harris because it has a beautiful big white. It seems to flower very freely and for a long part of the year with a lovely fragrant flower. And it's versatile, you can put it in lots of places. So Cape Harris, evergreen magnolia.
Amazing. And just a question asking if I could link the Salt Garden. I'll link you to our blog where we wrote all about our time at the Melbourne International Flower and Garden Show. If we did write about the Salt Garden, actually, let me just have a think. You might be able to look up that information on the Melbourne International Flower and Garden Show page, just because I'm having a think and...
We did a video on it, didn't we?
We didn't write it in the article because there wasn't any photos of that salt show. So we haven't, we could add a little piece about that.
It's going to come out as a video soon though, isn't it? And then, and then I've forgotten I've forgotten the names of a couple of plants. So you'll actually get it. So give it how long, a week or so, it'll be out as a video, won't it?
Yes, it will. We do have like Chris was saying, we do have a video that's going to come out on all those plants and you can see it. as well. I'm just looking up on the Melbourne International Flower and Garden Show to see, because normally they have a little bit of info on each of the displays, but I'm not seeing something specifically about the Salt Garden, so you'll just have to wait for that video to come out. So if you follow us on Instagram or wherever, we will be posting that video probably in like the next week or so. So next question is from Lydia. What is the best hedge to put next to fence line for privacy, country Victoria, and also how far apart should you plant it?
Right, okay. I just designed the garden in Nagambie today, and it was an old, big block, very old house, a lot of character, and I thought something that would take the frost, take the heat, grow like crazy. They want to have it up and get some privacy, quick, smart, and frost. Nagambie's frosty and it's hot in summer, and it can be dry at times. And and what I chose Photinia robusta. And Photinia robusta turns bright red 4 or 5 times a year when it grows. And it's really, really hardy, takes the frost, and it really can look very, very attractive as a nice hedge. And that was what I used in a similar sort of situation today. But some people, they turn red a couple of times a year, and some people, there's half the population love red and half the population really don't like red. And for this same customer a couple of years ago, she's raving about the hedge, we did a Mr. Greensheen. Now Mr. Greensheen is a beautiful, fine, ripply little leaf, and the leaves are really, really dense. They're tough as anything. They're really, really fast and easy to grow, and that is a fabulous one. And they did that near Nagambie, and they've still got that property, and they reckon they just love that hedge. They're going to send me some photos of it. But this time, old house, I thought Photinia robusta, and they were happy with that. So there's two things: very modern, bright green, and smart. You've got your Dodonia Mr. Greensheen, and then super classic, old-fashioned, lots of bright red Photinia robusta.
Amazing. Okay, next question is Monster Thai constellations. Do you think they are overpriced relative to their demand?
What's that?
Monster Thai constellations. Do you think they are overpriced relative to their demand?
I don't even know them.
Alright, let me have a look.
Maybe I could answer another one while you look at that.
Let me see. It's up. This is Monstera. Must have read that wrong.
Is that a variegated one, is it?
Yes it is. Wow, they're very beautiful. Oh yeah, they're very expensive as well.
Yeah, what it is that it's difficult to propagate something like that, and I wouldn't say they're overpriced, but because plants are funny things, you know, like you can get a great big plant for a couple of bucks sometimes, and sometimes you have to pay a fortune for a little tiny plant, but they would have royalties on them. They'd be difficult to propagate, and they're probably not overpriced. But you'd sort of have to want something like that, you know, because you could get a variegated ginger, for instance, for a fraction of the price if you just wanted a nice, colourful plant. But if you're a bit of a collector, you'd pay the money and you'd get that. But there's lots of plants that would have beautiful foliage and a bit of variegation in them, and that would cost nothing like that.
Yes, very good point. Next question is Gardenia Florida good for a low 40 to 60 centimetre border hedge?
Yeah, look, Gardenia Florida, in the right soil they grow like a weed, and in the wrong soil they sort of suffer and die. So it's a matter of having them in the right soil, which is basically a nice light acidic soil, and they do and plenty of water and fertiliser, and they grow fabulous, and they make a beautiful low hedge. And when they're in flower, we made a video on that. Do you remember? Down in Essendon we did a video on a Gardenia Florida hedge.
Yes, it was very beautiful.
Yeah. So basically, so there'd be one there that people could see, but yeah, beautiful green foliage all year, lovely white flowers, but make sure you get that soil right.
Very important. If you want to look at that hedge that we just talked about that we filmed in Essendon, you can head over to our YouTube channel because it'll be easiest to search up there, because we'd have to scroll really far back on our TikTok to get to it. But if you go to our YouTube, just Hello Plants, you search on our channel for Gardenia Florida or just Gardenia, You'll probably have actually several videos come up. Let me see if I can find it myself actually. And then you can watch that video there. It's a really, really beautiful hedge. It looks amazing. So we definitely recommend checking it out. And that goes for really any plant that we talk about here. I mean, we haven't filmed every plant, but I feel like we've gotten pretty close.
We have, yeah.
So you can, let me have a look, I'm just searching it up now. If there's anything that you're hearing and you want to see what it actually looks like, oh, I think I see it there. Yeah, look, go to our, here it is that one, isn't it?
That's it,
yeah. Go to our YouTube channel and you can look up the plant there and watch the video there. You can see it in situ and what we're talking about. I'm just linking that YouTube video right there in the comments so you can go have a look. It's a really beautiful garden actually, excuse me, that we filmed there. Okay, let's see, what is the next question? If anyone's having any kind of plant problems or they're just curious to learn more about something, do you want to tell them a little bit about the Melbourne International Flower Show we went to? It was a really amazing time, and also you can read all about it in our blog, the Melbourne International Flower and Garden Show, over on Chris's blog on our website, if you didn't get a chance to go or you want to relive your memories.
Yeah, well, look, I reckon you've missed it this year, but you want to make a date to go next year, and the reason being that you really get your money's worth there, because I would say if you really want to see everything and enjoy everything, I reckon you need a full day.
Yeah, definitely.
And next year when I go, it was really hard to queue up for food. Next year I'm going to take some sandwiches in a thermos, but they had plenty of seating out under the trees in the park, and great spot to have lunch out there. But I'd nearly bring my own because it was a bit slow, the service. But apart from that, really, I saw things I'd never seen. Like I live and breathe horticulture. I spend all day, every day in the nursery or out in other nurseries or something like that. And I learned things, I saw things I'd never seen before. One lady designed a garden with a fern that I've never seen before, a really hardy fern. It's totally different to any other fern that I've ever seen. I saw lots and lots of really interesting things. I saw lots of fun garden designs. They did a 60s style house, and it took me back. And it had a carport, a sort of a carport that looks like it had been dragged out of the 60s with a 60s model Volkswagen in the carport. And that was all just part of the garden design. It was fabulous.
It was so beautiful.
Yeah. But that they really captured how my mum and my aunties and that were all keen gardeners. They loved things like silver birches, and they loved their perennials, and they had big mixtures of perennials in their gardens. And it really took me back to the gardens that my mum and my aunties did when I was a kid.
It was a really, really beautiful garden, so definitely recommend. We're going to be posting a lot of videos about it, so checking those out and reading our article with a lot of beautiful photos so you can get a sense of what it was like.
Another thing I really liked, there was a lady there who'd been travelling in Mexico and inspired by the interesting mixtures of plants, and she'd done flowers and cactuses and then just an anything goes colour mix, and she had this beautiful sort of earthen wall at the back that was painted bright pink, and it was all inspired by her travels in Mexico, and that was a really fun and interesting garden, and there were quite a few. It was a kind of a smallish garden, but I can't believe how many things really caught my eye. You know, I was really happy to spend a bit of time with them.
Yeah, exactly. It just was very incredible.
And I think we were there for about 4 hours, and we really would have been lucky to have seen a third of the show.
Exactly, yeah. Also, we are running low on battery on our laptop, so if everyone could join on TikTok instead, we're going to continue on TikTok just for the last 5-10 minutes for today, just because it is going to end soon here on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube. So if you do have any questions, please join over at Instagram. I'm just going to end it, over on TikTok. I'm just going to end it here, just unfortunately, because we are low on battery. So we will see you over on TikTok.